Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Slap Rock the King, and I'm in here with Big Juan. Big Juan, what's happening?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
You good, though?
I'm good.
How you feeling? Right.
I'm blessed. And this is my other personality, and I'm here today.
Did you get any peen this week?
I almost was about to lie and say yeah.
Damn.
You know.
Look,
We don't
Hector
know.
already know what to do. He already know what to do when you say yes. So
He already on the.
we already discussed this. If you say yes, I'm getting up. I'm running out of here. He gonna keep the fucking show running. You just keep doing you. But I guess you probably we'll wait till Kiarra.
I would never divulge with that type of information.
Divulge. You would never tell us if you got peen?
Not if Kiarra wasn't here, everybody would have to be here. I would save that.
Because we all a team.
Right.
Everybody here is a fucking team.
Yes.
Hector need to know. Linnea need to know. We all need to know. Juan, I'm not going to say that. But we all need to know when you get something. It's been a while. Been so long. I'm missing you, baby.
I thought you were about to sing.
You know sing that?
Yeah, Anita Baker.
Oh,
I thought you was about to sing Danger, like from Mystic. I was just about to say,
so
"Been."
long.
Yeah,
Oh, no. No, I wasn't. But we all on deck. We just waiting. I think what we need, Hector, just on standby, it's like that fucking confetti shit you can blow up whenever she says she finally got something. I think we need that.
Wow.
How about I just send out a group text, right, so that y'all can appear wherever I am with the confetti, and we can record it too.
Record what?
The
You about to get some peen?
No, afterwards.
After you get the peen?
Afterwards.
No. We want you to enjoy that all by yourself. And I want everybody in here reaction to be organic when you finally, not finally, but
Why is he trying to play her about
when
this?
you actually say,
Like, why is this always a thing?
listen, we've been through 3 names on this fucking podcast, and she still ain't getting no dick. So, like, we just trying to, and I know she's waiting for God. I mean, for God to send the right person her way. Amen. What? Amen. Y'all gotta say amen.
Amen.
All right. Amen. Why not? God will bring you what you need.
I'm waiting for God to do His work in me,
And
build me and make me into the woman I need to be for my man.
You better preach, sister.
Amen.
Huh? Amen. Huh?
Amen.
Hallelujah. Huh. So we got one of our good near and dear friends. She's also our business partner and one of our big marketing agents, Miss Kiarra Solomon. How you doing, Kiarra?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Like, whew. So we're really gonna have a great show. I feel like we're gonna have a great show. Kiarra cannot be here this week. She's out. It's a thought festival in South Carolina.
Oh my God.
And she couldn't miss it. She couldn't miss the thought festival in South Carolina.
Kiarra, I'm gonna get them for you.
We're going to have people looking for like, it was a thought festival? I ain't even know.
No. You gotta be an elite thought.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if you're not there, then you're just a regular thought. Kiarra, her level of thoughtness is up there. Like, no, that's a compliment.
Kiarra, I did not. Just for the record, I got them for you after this.
It's a compliment. Y'all know I love Kiarra. I'm just saying, like, we gotta, show her. Anyway, shout out to South Carolina
Thought fest.
and the Thoughtvilles. But Kiarra, we can't wait for you to get back to tell us all about your thoughtness.
Yeah,
and
we can't wait because whatever the
'Cause
topic
I
for
know.
the week after that, gonna be good.
No, she down there ain't playing. No, I know titty. I know titties out.
Is it New Beach? Is it down there in South
She
Carolina?
might be. She probably got on
She
an
on
extra small shirt. I know she do. Cut up,
Extra-
talking loud.
Cut up.
You know, all her shit.
Cut up. I'm she.
Why is that so funny?
Because all her shirts be cut up.
Having some cuts or some
All her
stuff.
shit be cut. You like, I don't give a fuck. Every time I see Kiarra, her shit is cut up. Like, but Kiarra, how you doing?
I'm good.
You are a guest, but not really a guest.
Yeah, she's always here, guys.
She's always
in the
here.
Background.
She's behind.
Singing in the background.
Singing in the background. Yo,
That's one of my favorite episodes of Martin.
hold up. If somebody tell you that they don't like Martin,
Oh,
like
we can't even.
how would your relationship be? Like if it's a friend or a lover, or how can your relationship go after that? Like how can you not me not liking Martin is like not liking your mother.
Damn. What?
That's just how I feel. Like if you don't like Martin, you don't like your mom.
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
if
not,
I would say that, but who
I
doesn't
would.
like Martin?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
well,
Who don't like their
people
mom?
didn't think that he was like I had. You ever play Black Card Revoked? Like it's one of the questions in there has something to do with that series and him not being funny or something like that.
No, you know what I do feel about Martin? It's not that I don't like it, but I think as a young adult, it gave me a very poor perception of like where I was supposed to be in my 30s. Because the show, Gina and Pam was marketing executives, right? Martin had his own TV show and stuff. And they, on the show, were only 26.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And at 26, I wasn't really there.
I see what you're saying.
But other than that, I feel like the show was a really...
I didn't even pay that part.
You just mean the show, the TV show, not Martin Lawrence as the comedian?
No, I mean the TV show.
Oh, damn. So you could. I respect Martin as but I ain't watched that show, and you hate your mother.
I can't fuck with nobody that don't. I can't fuck with nobody that if you tell me Martin's not funny.
Did somebody tell this to you?
Yeah, well,
It was a topic of conversation the other day as well with Tatiana and one of our sponsors.
Right.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
and Kiarra
Tatiana.
said she didn't like Martin?
Well, Kiarra always says that Friends is more of a better show for her than Martin is, and
well, Kiarra don't count because she's from Jersey.
Well, who said they didn't like? Never mind.
Love Jones.
Yeah. Oh,
She
yeah.
said-
Love Jones definitely.
She said she definitely will
We
watch
gonna bring
Friends
Love Jones.
over.
We gonna bring
Martin.
Love
Over
Jones.
Martin?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna bring her on the show.
She said,
Make
I
sure
didn't
you
know.
hear because we gonna give her we going.
What?
She said I never liked Martin.
Yeah.
What?
She said she never watched.
We had to hold him back. It was crazy.
Oh,
I can imagine.
You wasn't there.
Martin is like one of your favorite actors, though. Also,
He's one of my. Martin is one of my favorite TV shows ever.
but I'm saying from an actor perspective,
Actor, yeah,
Martin
he's
is
one of
also
them. He's
one
like,
of
he
your
might be
favorite
number
actors.
5.
Right.
Because every great actor to me is an actor and a comedian. Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, Richard Pryor. I was about to say Chris Tucker, but I don't know about Chris Tucker. But
Anymore. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to go see. He's getting ready to be in Atlanta.
yeah. See, the thing about Chris Tucker is, a lot of people let the same thing that happened to Chris Tucker happened to Mace. They both left when they weren't supposed to.
Right.
They both fell off when they weren't supposed to.
At the peak of their career.
Mace fell off at the peak of his career. I don't know what happened or what type of shit he was into. But he left at the wrong time. Chris Tucker stopped doing movies because his grandma didn't want him to curse or some shit like that.
That was his reason?
That was one of his reasons.
Wow.
His grandma was not liking him using profanity like that.
Really? I never even really. I don't think I've ever heard his
The story,
reasoning.
yeah,
Yeah,
me
the
either.
story behind that.
Yeah, so, but Eddie Murphy, my favorite. Eddie Murphy is number 1. Like, he can act, do comedy.
Serious
Dreamgirls
roles.
was one of my
He
favorite.
did a really his performance was probably the best performance in that movie.
And Dreamgirls, hell yeah.
Out of all of the people who were in the
Jamie
movie.
Foxx did a great job.
He did, but Eddie Murphy,
Yeah, but
he
There
had a
was so many
very-
highs and lows.
Right,
Yeah,
he just
he
had
had
a
to go
very
up. Roller coaster.
varied character.
Fake my way to the top,
Yeah, that's-
round and around. That was
Did y'all
Back
ever see
my
Eddie Murphy
way.
video though, like his music video?
Yeah.
which one? Party all the time.
I don't know if it was
Yeah,
more than
that was
one.
that was the biggest one, but he had another song.
He had a one with Michael Jackson, I think, too.
I'm just
It
mad
was
that there
something
was
like
more
kind
than
of
one.
nasty or something, wasn't it? Something about
Party all the
sexual.
time.
No, was part. No, another song he had wasn't it slower than
I
Party
don't
all
know,
the
it
time?
just was why.
Eddie
It
Murphy
was
is-
just why.
Eddie Murphy is really, really talented, and he's one of my favorite. He is my favorite actor. He is my favorite actor. They be like, you don't like Denzel? No, it's not that I don't like Denzel. I love Denzel,
Oh
but
man.
I love actors that are versatile. Don Cheadle, versatile.
I
I don't think we've ever seen Denzel do something comedic.
Now, I have a very unpopular opinion about Denzel,
Oh shit!
but I'm not gonna say it right now. I did say
Yeah,
it
you
on the
posted it.
uncensored.
Yeah,
What she say? I
No,
ain't-
don't say
No,
it.
why-
'Cause
What did she
these
say?
are fighting words.
It
It
is
is?
because
Oh,
when she
what you
said
say?
that, I think
Oh
I
wait.
put-
I don't. What she? Tell me what
Just
you
go
said
to
then.
the uncensored page and
Yeah.
then read the comment section. That's all.
Wow, I can't believe you said something about Denzel. That was really.
They are
bad.
fighting words.
Yeah, I mean, you just brought. I mean, this wasn't the best time for you
I'm
to bring that,
sorry.
put that in my
What-
mind right
did she
before I
say
ask
he
you some
can't act?
questions.
I
Did she say
didn't say
that?
he can't act. That's not what I said. I didn't say that he can't act. That's not what I said.
It was on that
Not
level.
in those words.
No, I didn't say that he cannot act. I said he does not act. He is not a, to your point of actors that have dimension.
Oh, he's one
Denzel
dimensional.
show up as the same person in every movie.
No.
It is
No, that's true.
whoever he playing as Denzel. I was watching The Preacher Wife. I was watching The Preacher's Wife, and I just knew he was gonna be like my nigga, and
No.
I was like,
I see what you're saying.
I kind of see what you're
Terrence
saying.
Howard.
it's the same
The
way.
same.
But Denzel is way more talented than
They
Terrence
play
Howard.
And that's the thing that
They
Denzel
play-
is very talented.
They play different characters, but I get what I can
He
get what
laughs
you're
the
saying.
same. Everything
The same
about his
Ron Howard
performance.
is-
is
Even
the
when he was
same.
that lawyer guy in that movie, it was just
Philadelphia?
like, no.
I've never seen
the
him.
most recent one where he was looking
He
crazy.
was a lawyer.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Denzel?
I've never seen him act. I don't know what the name of the movie. I've never seen him become the character. I've
But
always
not
seen
even
the
in Malcolm X, you don't
character.
feel
No,
like-
Training Day, he was a whole different motherfucker.
But I always feel like it's the character as Denzel, which is cool.
in X.
Maybe not so much of Malcolm X, but like it was a generation of movies that he did.
Well, Glory too. I think
Where
I
he
feel
just
like
wasn't-
earlier on because he wasn't Denzel.
Right, but earlier, what's it? Is it Lady in the Blue Dress, Devil in the Blue
Yeah,
Dress?
Devil in the Blue
he,
Dress.
He performs in that too. All of his earlier stuff he does, but then he gets very like typecast, and he just be showing up as Denzel.
This is-
Hey,
now-
Denzel is here.
Now, but see, the only thing about that is you can say the same. Well, no, you can't say the same. No, you can say the same thing for Samuel.
Oh hell
to
yeah!
a degree, yes.
It's just like they on a level
Where they don't
That-
gotta.
they don't have to.
Right.
their persona precedes them and everything
But
like that. It's
Samuel, now I can't say Samuel
Because he
Samuel
can, and he
do
will.
comedic shit.
And he changes his role. He does comedic stuff. He does serious
Yeah.
stuff. Denzel just show up.
He
Yeah,
don't
he just
like
show
it.
up.
Nick Fury.
I'm
that
Denzel.
character, he doesn't have to do anything.
He
in that
doesn't. He's just
character.
himself. It's Nick
He
Fury
just- yeah.
as Samuel L. Jackson.
Exactly.
They should really call Nick Fury Samuel
When he
Jackson.
showed up at that in that movie, he just I was like, this mother. He's
I don't know if
how you
that's-
just appear on the porch.
Like,
I'm
where the
in
fuck you
here.
come from? Like,
Yeah, I'm here.
I really
You
thought
thought I-
about. It's crazy because Nick Fury, that motherfucker, he looked just like Chef with one eye.
Yes.
But you know it's a Shaft movie
Yes.
coming out.
I'm not going to see
Did
that.
you see the preview where he be
Yeah.
like, "I'm really tired of these Samuel L. Jackson"?
No, but I wish I saw when
dying.
because whatchamacallit is playing his son's mother, which I thought was weird. Regina Hall. Yeah.
I'm here for her though. I, don't
I
care
love
what she
Regina
play.
Hall.
I'm here.
But
for
I
it.
just felt like that's kind of. I feel like she's not ready to play an adult's mother yet.
Who y'all
though.
taking, Regina Hall or Taraji?
Regina Hall.
I
love Taraji, but Regina Hall.
Yeah, because I'm kind of sort of.
Zendaya, you taking Taraji, right? You taking.
I love Taraji.
that's
Me too. I think that Regina Hall, her time is now.
She's put in the work.
Yeah. She
Taraji's
went
a
from-
great actress.
She went from "I'm gonna shit on these walls, Ray" to doing all this stuff. When I saw her, I mean, ever since then, I was like, she is a very good comedic actress, and she can do other serious roles too. I think it's her time to do more.
Let me tell you
serious
something,
stuff.
right? I'm torn between that, right? But Taraji made me shed a tear in Hidden Figures.
Oh, when she was in Hidden Figures,
She made when she had to use that fucking bathroom.
and then she gave her soliloquy afterwards and was telling them like, "Excuse me if I gotta go pee."
Listen,
Okay,
Linda.
come on,
Linda,
soliloquy.
Linda,
You
listen.
better come on.
I really did.
And
Yeah, I mean-
I respect Taraji because she started late, and I respect every
yeah,
actor who
that's true.
starts late,
She started late
Act-
with a
act-
baby, and
especially as an inspiring actor. She started like 30 something, 34 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like she started really, really late. I don't like nothing
So did
Tamar
Sam
Braxton.
Jackson, didn't he start?
Tamar
did.
Braxton do, but she started late, and look at her now. I mean, she looked like a Ninja Turtle, but
I was
I
like, what
really
she?
thought she was Donatello.
She started late. I think she only got as she's started in the position that she was in to be like sort of a late bloomer is because Toni Braxton was just such a big star. Because Toni, I mean, in my opinion, Tamar can sing better than Toni Braxton.
But I think her sister's fame is what allowed for her to have.
Well, of course.
any sort of fame.
Yeah, but has she sung?
No, I'm not.
Say
gonna
they
let
were
you
the same
finish that.
age.
I'm
But
not
she
gonna
was-
let you
she-
finish
and she
that.
was
I'm
younger
not going to let you
than-
finish that. You just said Tamar sing better than Toni.
She does. They don't even have the same voice.
They don't have the
so
same
I'm not
voice.
even going to compare.
You know what?
But
You're right.
I feel like
Tamar
as a
got
ballad
millennial
singer,
voice.
She does,
She
and
got
she
a
sings.
millennial
And she
voice.
sings.
And you are OG. You are
a
OG.
millennial voice.
Yeah, she got a
So
millennial
Toni
voice.
Braxton's voice was definitely in that era of Anita
Toni-
Baker,
Yes.
those
Yeah.
dark raspy.
So she kind of
deep-
sort of
Sang the whole
came.
night.
She came. I'm not. Let me
But
just.
her
Listen.
songs were
Listen.
all depressing. Like
Mhm.
when I listen to the
Adele-
music, I'll be
Adele
like,
shit
I
is
wonder
depressing.
why. I no wonder why my
Adele
mama
shit
was
is
so
depressing, and
sad
we
all
love
the time.
Adele.
I
Your
don't love
mo-
Adele. I don't love sad songs.
Okay.
He
I
did say
don't.
that like you must have told him
Right, like,
somewhere else that
That I love sad music.
I'm sorry. We got off track.
We definitely got off track.
We definitely got off track, but y'all niggas, you tripping. So, Kiarra Solomon is the founder of Right Click Agency. Right Click Agency is,
A full service digital marketing agency.
damn.
Yes, okay.
You weren't even looking at me. I thought it was gonna be like real dry.
Nah,
Right.
I got you. Don't worry.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. So, tell us a little bit about your agency. What made you want to start this agency, and why did you feel like you were the one to help out the Uncensored podcast?
Well,
Ah.
oh, that's a great question.
I know.
That's
Hello,
a great
you weren't
question.
expecting that.
I
Hello.
wasn't. You threw me for a loop. So
Yeah.
I started the Right Click Agency. We actually transitioned. So I've had a marketing company for a couple of years. We transitioned this year to a full service digital marketing agency because I see so many people out there who are coaches and who are teaching people how to do it yourself. But the reality is, if you are focused on building your business and doing whatever it is that you do, like you guys are podcasters, you don't really have time to think about the marketing strategy behind it, right? And so I really want to kind of change the culture for a couple of reasons. Number one, marketing used to only be something that like real big businesses could afford, right? You had to have a real huge budget, and you had to like really be a big business to be able to do some of the things that we've been able to do with you guys really in the short time that we've been working with you. So I want to change that myth that like I gotta have $1 million or be making $1 million in my business to be able to have marketing. Marketing is the core of your business, right? And without it, how are you going to reach the people that you want to reach? So that's the answer to your first question. The second question, why did I think that I was the right person to help Uncensored? One of the things that I really believe is that when you own your own business, you should only take on projects that you're really passionate about, right? And so even though when we first started working with you guys, y'all was like all over the place, a little discombobulated, I could see the vision. I mean,
we were,
but I could see the vision, right? And I could see the potential for it. And I think when you're looking for a marketing company, I just met with somebody last week and he said, I've been talking to a whole bunch of people, but not until I talked to you did you start to really get the vision. And he was saying stuff like, well, I couldn't, the stuff that you're saying, I just didn't have the words to say to all these other people. Yeah, that's not your job, right? Like your job is to do what you do really, really well. Right. So I think that any good marketer should be able to see their client's vision and bring it to life. And that's really what we do with the Uncensored podcast. Y'all bring up these like crazy ideas and stuff that y'all want to do. And me and my team be like, okay, so this is how we're going to get there.
I feel like we didn't have to say anything to you. You just pretty much, everything you had brought to us, we were just like, yes, that's exactly, yes, exactly.
That's what we want to do. I mean, but I think that everybody has a zone of genius, right? And the place where they're supposed to be, that they do really, really good. You guys have a great show. I don't have to be on, like, I'm here every recording and every episode. Everybody in the room is cracking up. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that because you guys are great on camera or on the podcast that you're great at, like, doing the behind the scenes stuff. Like, understanding your demographic and talking about your target audience to your sponsors, right? That's not necessarily your zone of genius. So my zone of genius is in seeing people's vision and creating the steps to get there.
What's Juan's zone of genius?
Juan, all of you guys are like really great personalities, right? Really great talent.
Yeah,
and
she really got good personality, but go ahead.
But that's what working with the marketing agency gives you guys time to do, right? Y'all get time to think about your topics and think about, being funny on camera and not necessarily think about, like, how do we make the money to keep this stuff afloat.
So, speaking of that, so I'm sure the money part of this whole business is a great thing.
It is.
So what joy do you get out of it? Is it fun? Do you enjoy doing this?
So I just posted like 2 days ago. I'm always really, 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 really late working on my client stuff, right? And people are always like, why are you up at 2 a.m. doing this? Because I genuinely enjoy what I do. I genuinely have fun, like, when my clients are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we was able to do. And I'll be like, yeah, I know, right? Look at how we pulled that off.
I definitely have. I'll usually get up anywhere, normally between 5 something and 6 o'clock most of the time. But when I'm fully awake, it could be at, like, say on a day I have to take my kid to school or something. So it's 7 something in the morning. I will have seen that you posted something 2 hours ago, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, what's she? And it's not even like just like a little simple, little post. It's like, hey guys, today is a great day to be great, and you should do. And I'm like, okay.
Nigga, wake up full of positive
right,
energy,
exactly.
Like,
She positive as fuck. That's great.
That's
what we need.
Yeah, I am. That's all I can say.
Oh,
I am.
Good. So
full of life.
Hopefully we can fit on the latter side of this. But who was your worst and your best client so far?
Ladder?
Yeah, so she don't want to be Latter, not like the ladder. So my worst clients, to be honest, were not necessarily worst clients in of themselves, right? It just wasn't a good pairing. Right. So my worst clients are people who, number one, don't recognize that, like, good marketing takes time. Mm-hmm. And number two, I had this crazy, weird client who, like, me and Juan laugh about this all the time. You are not the person I want to say before I say this. He was like a kabillion times worse than you asking me questions.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
He would be like, let's set up a meeting so you can share your screen and then show me how to do what you do, right? And maybe the first or second time he did it, I was like, okay, no problem. But then when I started to realize, like, I'm teaching you my job and you're not paying me to teach you how to do what I do, it was crazy. And then we were designing his website and he was like building the website while we were building the website. So it was really, 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 really strange.
I'm not doing all that. I ask general questions about things that I'm generally intrigued about, not to try to do what you do.
But it's not. So when I wasn't happy in my business, the reason that we transitioned was because I was doing a lot of teaching. I was teaching people how to do it, and what I saw was like somebody would come and take a class, but then they wouldn't do nothing with it. And y'all know, I'm be like super invested in the outcome. So if I teach you something and then you don't do it, I'm like, did you really just waste my time? Did you really just do that? So I was really unhappy teaching people how to do marketing.
Mm-hmm. So have you worked with like any celebrities?
No, I haven't worked with any celebrities. Let me think. I mean, so my background is in business development, right? So right out of college, I had a friend who was already on the radio, and I asked him, like, the day before we graduated, what do you want to do when you graduate? Because you were already on the radio. He was on Radio 1 in Philly. And he was like, I want to be on TV. And I was like, I could make that happen, right? And I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. And then he ended up being on TV. He lives in LA now. He's on Revolt TV.
Oh, that's good.
So, I mean, that would probably be the only celebrity client that I've worked with. But I've worked with companies like the NAACP. I've planned events for them. I used to work for a state rep. I was the director of communications before I started my own firm. So my background is in marketing.
That sound like that's popping. That's why you know what you doing and stuff like that.
If you could, I'm sorry. If you could work with a celebrity, though,
who would it be?
Is this like my celebrity crush or
no?
Okay,
professional, all straight professional.
Professional.
That's a hard
But you
question.
can tell us your celebrity crush.
Who your celebrity
too.
crush though?
I don't
Is he
know if I
light-skinned,
have
though?
a celebrity crush.
Yes,
No,
you have to, but you got way too excited.
I just was asking a question.
definitely
My
did.
celebrity crush.
You definitely got excited.
My celebrity crush is not a man, so my
Oh, okay.
celebrity not like that. Like, don't be extra.
Can
My
y'all put-
celebrity
can y'all
crush
put a
is
round of
everybody's
applause?
celebrity's crush, Beyonce. So like, if I
Oh,
could work with anybody, of course it would be Beyonce, right?
Whatever.
That's why I said, is this my celebrity
No,
crush?
you try to sugarcoat the shit.
I didn't.
You was about to say, another girl.
No, I
That's
wasn't.
okay because we applaud that here.
We here at the Uncensored Podcast
Okay.
applaud.
So if I could work with any
Let's-
client, it just would be a client that has a big budget. You feel me? Like somebody that I could be super creative with, and we could do whatever we wanted to do in terms of their vision for whatever they were trying to
City
accomplish.
girl.
So with the big budget, creativity is can be
Endless.
right.
You could do anything. You know, like, I mean, so when I worked with the NAACP, I worked with them on their voter registration campaign, and we planned a concert at the art museum.
Oh.
And we rented out the whole Philadelphia Museum of Art, and in different areas in the museum, we had various concerts happening.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, super, super creative. And then we got to go around and record with all of the people who were performing. So, I mean, it was mostly like local artists, but it was still super, super, super dope. And the artists got an opportunity to perform in the art museum.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
So you wasn't always doing this, though, right?
No, I used to have a day job. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a marketing job, but I used to have a day job.
Because
Oh,
for you guys who don't know, that's how me and you met. Kinda.
Kind of.
Was that marketing?
So when we met,
That was how long ago was that?
how long ago was that?
I don't know.
Right, you
like-
asking questions.
It's probably like 10 years ago.
Something like
How
that.
old was George?
Why? Who's George? No, I'm
Ooh.
joking.
With his wine away.
So George, yeah, it's probably been about 10 years. George is 12.
Yeah, so it was probably
prob-
10, maybe 11.
Probably something like
Yeah,
that.
it might have been 11 years.
So I wasn't doing marketing. I was in college. I mean, like I hadn't even graduated when we met.
Right.
And
We met at an event. I was hosting the event.
and I was doing interviews at the event. So
So, like, kind of like what my question is, like, from you doing those interviews and I guess being around that type of atmosphere and stuff like that, did that kind of like spark me?
I knew I didn't want to be in the front of the camera, right? Like I've
Really?
always had the option.
You
I
like
know
to talk a
everybody.
lot, so
Everybody says that,
like
right?
to talk a lot.
But when I was
No,
in,
because you really like to talk a lot.
But she,
Oh.
I think she does it. I feel like she does it in a different way. Like I know you trying to be.
you gonna let me talk? You done? Are you done?
No, I was just saying, like,
you
I
done?
know that. All right, but
So in college, I went to Temple. My major was in broadcasting.
You went to Temple?
I went to Temple, TU.
shout out to TU. I graduated from Temple too.
Did
No,
you?
hold on.
Or you just was there all the time?
No, I graduated.
Oh,
No.
okay. So
Summa cum laude too.
I went to Temple.
Assume cum laude.
Assume.
I assume. Right. So yeah, go ahead. What you
I
saying?
can't. So I went to Temple, and my major was in broadcasting. I was a business minor, and I was on air on Temple. Like I anchored Temple News. The person who booked you and me for that event, Malika, shout out to Malika.
Shout out to Malika.
Me and Malika used to do a Temple radio show together, right? But then like my senior year, we started talking about looking for jobs and stuff to be like on air talent. And I found out that when you on air, on the radio, on the news, you don't really make a lot of money. Like you have to be
Just the
huge
market, right? Yeah.
to make money. And
Jim Gardner. You gotta be like Jim Gardner.
Jim Gardner, who passed away, may he rest in peace.
Oh wait, he died?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No.
That's how rumors go.
Oh my
Gary
God.
Papa died, not Jim Gardner.
Yo, I just saw that nigga the other day. Alex Trebek and Betty White gotta be the oldest white people in the world. Gotta be. No, not Betty White. Yeah, Betty White too.
Yeah, she
What's
is.
the bitch on Wheel of Fortune?
Ooh, Vanna White. Oh my God.
I didn't mean to say that.
So to answer your question, I found out that being talent initially you don't make a lot of money, and so I had a son. I was in college, and I had to prove to everybody that like this was actually gonna work for me. So my fastest way to the money was to be behind the scenes. And so
Not
here
on
we are.
like a stripper pole though.
Oh Lord.
Not
Do you got
ever
moves?
on a stripper pole.
Do you got moves?
I don't know. Probably a little bit.
I'm saying, I mean, everybody can resort to the
Little
pole.
bit, yeah, but-
Oh, not everybody.
Right. That wasn't my
Not
occupation of choice.
So you decided and you changed things around earlier on in your career, I guess you could say, where you switched over. So at this point, what do you feel like your ultimate goals are in this business specifically?
That's a great
and
question.
what you want to
I mean, I just want to build a business, but most importantly, I want to help other people with their businesses, right?
Right.
My business is successful based on the success of my clients.
Mm.
And so, a lot of people don't look
You
at
felt the
business
spirit
like
too?
that.
That was a word. That was a word.
A lot of people don't look at business like that. You guys know one of the things I say
Glory.
literally all the time. We're going to...
Lay hands.
One of the things I say all the time is that I just want to create wins, right?
If you
So
speak it, it shall happen.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name
If
of
you
Jesus.
speak it, it will happen. The doors will open. I bind you in the name
In
of
the name of
Jesus.
Jesus,
I bind
yes.
you right now. Open these doors.
I'm done here.
I bind you.
I can't.
I bind you in the name of Jesus. You didn't even know that was coming.
I
bind
did.
you in
If
the
you
name
touch
of
me
Jesus.
one more time.
I bind you. I'm sorry. When the Spirit moves me,
Ooh.
I have to.
But that was a
I gotta
word.
let him have his way. I'm
That's a
sorry.
word.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Slab, for your anointing.
Pastor
once
Amen.
today.
Slap Rock.
Amen.
The King.
No,
the
the
King.
the-
The
King.
King. Amen. Amen. All right. Okay. As you were.
See, these are some of the things that she has to put up with. You can grasp and get a full visual of her.
And then they be mad
know,
when
her
they like
anointing.
take me
No,
there.
her anointing,
Of
yes,
her
because she can
anointing.
just deal with this and keep going on. But I know y'all heard a little bit of what she said about me in the beginning because she bullies me
I
a
do
little bit,
not believe you.
and I'm not.
A lot.
I'm not usually.
Do you really feel like I
appreciate
believe you?
it. You do.
Do you really feel like I
Hey,
believe
why? Hey, why? So, can
No.
you give everybody?
No, I don't.
Can you give everybody your social media information, because there are a lot of people out there who needs marketing help. They selling weave.
I thought you were about to say weed.
Me too. I was like, and then I got the and then I was like,
It's a lot of things that they're selling. Clothes, shirts, ass, maybe. I don't know.
So if you're interested in
Can
getting,
you market somebody
you
selling ass?
cannot market legally.
Not in this
somebody
state.
selling ass.
Oh, not Philip,
in
not
Nevada,
Pennsylvania.
in Nevada, yes.
Only-
I'm good on that though. So even if you're in Nevada,
No,
we're
don't-
not the.
don't
If
we're
look
you're
for-
not
agency
in Missouri,
for
I'm
you.
not licensed in your state. Is what you're saying.
Don't look for the right click.
Right, I'm not it.
'Cause we ain't clicking
But
right.
you can go to the rightclickagency.com, schedule your free social media assessment, schedule some time to talk with me or somebody from my team about whether or not we're a good fit for you. And that's kind of how we take people on. Somebody asked me today, like, is there a criteria? To be honest, the criteria is if I feel like you are a good fit for our agency.
Right.
I like that.
Well, I'm glad we fit
Me too.
because we appreciate you. We
I'm
do.
glad we
Aw,
fit
I
you.
love you guys. Y'all are like real pains in my ass, but I love you guys.
You know what? The funny thing about it, I think we all feel the same way.
Oh, well, you know.
Ditto.
Speaking of pain in the ass, pause.
Oh.
So I just want to tell you guys about a story real fast.
You, at first, I was like, "It's no Paul," and I'm like, "Oh, for him, it would be."
And me, it would be too.
I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to accept this, but sometimes it gets a little difficult. I don't know why gay men always approach me.
Oh, really?
In like a gay manner. And I'm like, damn, my mannerism, nothing says gay.
Mate, never mind.
I mean, gay people are attracted to
you
cis
right. You right.
gender
Nah, I don't
people.
even want to come at you that way. Hold on, let me just. It was wide open, and then I started and then I had the.
She had to reel it on back.
Right, I had to because I don't even want to come at. I don't even want to come at you like that. You my man $100,000. Like I ain't even trying to disrespect you.
And this has been happening for years, right? This has been happening for years. So let me tell you what happened to me. I think this was my birthday night. I'm out having a good time with my family and friends. Beautiful. I'm having a beautiful night, and I'm at a bar. And this gay guy, one thing I like about gay people are that they are so fucking bold. Oh, they don't give a shit. Gay guy came up, didn't know none of us. He started talking to all of us and all that shit. So somehow somebody said, it was my birthday or whatever. And now we drinking. We've been drinking, but now all of us is drinking together. And I think he bought me a shot or whatever. So he says to me, as we all taking a shot, he says, so, what haven't you done for your birthday that you never did, but you want to try? So I looked at him like, wait. Like, if a girl said that, that's a box offering. Like, what are you trying to offer me? Like, what do you mean? I don't want to try nothing I never.
The schlong.
Nothing that you're asking me, right? Cool, I try to let that slide. I let that slide. I got a great.
Is that what you said? Did you respond in that way?
No, I just laughed at it.
Okay.
I was laughing. I was on. I think I had a half a brownie or something, so I was on. So I let that slide too. I got a good sense of humor. I'm not easily offended by none of that. He didn't touch me or anything like that, so we just having a good time. So he was talking to somebody, and the conversation ended up like, won't he do it? And the gay dude looked at me and said, I don't know. Would he?
Ooh. Wow. Wow.
I'm like, what the fuck?
You wasn't that high because you remember all of it.
Right,
No,
exactly.
I said I had a half a cookie or brownie. I didn't have a whole one. I had a half.
Sheesh.
So at the end of the whole, ordeal or whatever, he said, it is so good to have somebody like you to have a sense of humor. I know my audience, and he was just saying that he was just having a good time and laughing and joking. But then he pointed at my brother.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
My brother does not have the sense of humor that I have at all. If anybody know me.
He was ready to fight.
If anybody know me, if anybody know my brother, Jerry will fuck anybody up at any given time. So my brother got his back turned, and so the gay boy see my brother, right? I forgot his name. I don't want to call a gay boy, so we're gonna call him Richie. So I just don't want to do that. Richie was like, who's that with the broad shoulders? I said, listen.
Oh my God.
I said, listen. That's not the tree you trying to climb up right now. Please don't say that to him. He's like, like he was offended and shit. I'm like, leave him alone. Just, you can bring the barrage to me. I laugh it off. I know you ain't. I know what it is. Like, I just know you joking.
Right.
He walked off, but Jerry heard everything he said.
Oh, no.
Jerry said, I'm glad he walked away, man, because I was about to fuck him up. I was like, yo, I'm glad because my brother had his back turned the whole time. But the Richie was so close. Like we in the bar, but the bar we was in, the lounge we was in, it was intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like they had music on, but he was close where everything he said my brother heard, but my brother wasn't even looking his way. And as soon as he walked up, my brother turned around and was like, I was about to walk outside because I was getting mad. I'm like, and once he get mad, there's no stopping him. There is no stopping him at all. But I just trying to figure out, like, this ain't the first time this shit happened to me.
So did you guys watch that show Boomerang that was on BT?
Yeah.
So the guy who was bi on there, the way he became bi was because the guy was like, "You don't know what you don't like if you ain't never try it," and they gave him something to think about.
Yeah, he said they're like, "Well, that's true."
I never tried cabbage, and I'm never going to try it. I know I just don't like it. Okay, so
that's only going to work on somebody who's curious anyway.
I
right?
think so.
I mean, yeah. So
all right, hold on. Let me tell y'all a quick story. We're gonna wrap this up, right? This happened to me, karaoke time, Arts Garage, real quick. I don't know who this dude was, right? But apparently, I know we must have been friends on social media, whatever. They made up. I dressed up as Tina Turner. I don't know if he was there for that. I dressed up as Tina Turner. I had a dress on and everything. This was when I was young, so I did the Tina Turner thing. I would never dress up as a woman ever again. Never do that because of this shit. Dressed up as a woman. Did the Tina Turner thing, and somebody made up an email, right? They made up a whole email, and they sent me an email of them having sex with somebody, right? So I thought it was one of my homies sending me a video of them fucking a girl that I knew. I was with another female that I knew, and so she was like, "What you looking at, Slap?" So I was like, "I don't know. My man must be showing me a video of him fucking some girl." So I showed her the video. So she looked at the video. She's like, "Slap, he fucking another nigga." I'm like, how the fuck you know? We looked at the video again when he was hitting, and when his dick came out, I saw balls. I was like,
oh shit.
They was trying to initiate me.
First of all,
Yo, and these niggas was fucking while Martin was on.
why are you telling me this? Oh
I hear Martin in the background. I'm like, what?
Shut up.
I was scoring too.
Why would you do this?
We'll be right back on the Uncensored Podcast. I'm Slap Rock the King. Shout out to our sponsors, Love Jones, Decor by Decor. We'll be right back, y'all. Uncensored Podcast.
We're back now at the Jack Off Hour, and it's time for
DJ Easy Dick
on the station that slaps you across your fat ass
with a fat dick.
Okay. Juan Says. It's time, y'all, for Juan Says. So don't forget, guys, send your letters into uncensored podcast 215@gmail.com so that we can give you uncensored advice. So we're ready.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shay. I have been in I don't know if I should call it a relationship, but I met this man 2 years ago. When we first met, I asked him if he had a girlfriend. He said no. 8 months in the relationship, some girl called me at 2 a.m. in the morning cursing me out. She said she found my number in her man's phone, and she looked me up on Facebook and found out my name. She sends me nonstop WhatsApp messages, text messages, etc. until I finally blocked her. She found out where I lived, and if she can't find him, she will drive by. He would make all kind of excuses and say it's only a matter of time before he leaves her. He's told me everything I want to hear. Stupid me. He do take care of me. Plus, for the last year and a half I wasn't working, he took care of my bills plus my 2 kids. He encouraged me to get my license. I did. He bought me a car. He offered to pay the down payment on the house for me, but I opted out because then I know for a fact he definitely wouldn't leave me because now I want to leave. I've been telling him constantly I'm not happy and I'm tired. We can always be friends, but I need to move on. He won't accept that said unless I moved. First of all, this letter has all kinds of grammatical errors, so I just
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
He said he won't accept that. Said unless I moved and he doesn't know where I live or he died, but he can't let me go. When is enough enough? How do I get him to go away? He pull up at my apartment as he pleases, get upset if I have other male friends. I do love him, but when something has run its course, you know it's time to move on. What do I do because he won't take no for an answer or leave me alone? Need advice, please. Thank God that we have a guest this week and she gets to go first because I need to take that in.
Wow.
So
that's a lot, Shay. So my response to that is, you're crazy. Like, this is too much. Okay? I mean, listen, if you're just here to get what you can get, then great, right? If you cool with the situationship, great. But I think, like, first of all, it's very clear that you want to be in a relationship with him, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be asking, does he have a girl, or concerned about, and the fact that the girl is pulling up to the house, he pulling up to the house, you need to move. Okay? You might want to take that down payment money and go get you a new apartment, and tell him it's for a place that it's not.
Right, exactly.
And get yourself together. I am a little concerned for your safety. I feel like if this is not an episode of Cheaters, then it's definitely going to be an episode of Snapped.
Yeah,
like,
right.
this is a lot.
For her man. Because that girl is coming to your house.
Right. She's coming to your house. I think, and she said she has children. So all of this is just a little bit too much, to be honest. I hope that she's really young, like still in her early 20s, because anybody above 25 that's dealing with something this messy really needs to do some work on themselves and figure out, like, why is this even interesting to you?
Listen. What does Juan say? I mean, Shay, you sound kind of crazy here yourself, because at the moment she pulled up to my house, right, this whole situation would have been done.
And I would have been filing police reports.
Exactly. Somebody needs a restraining order. He needs one and she needs one, because ain't no damn way somebody's pulling up to my house whenever she can't find him. And he's still giving you all these stupid stories. So Juan says, get your life. Get yourself together. Because this is very annoying. Like,
get you
Shay,
an old head, though.
grow
Shay.
up.
Like, yeah, like, fine. Like, so Shay, you need to get you a new boyfriend.
Yeah. And
that
move.
will scare the old
Definitely
boyfriend off.
You definitely got to move, like Kiarra said. You got to go, girl. Girl, you got to go.
This is a mess.
That's what Juan says. I don't got nothing else because I can't, please continue to write these letters because we're going to try to give you whatever advice we can because, this is just kind of crazy.
It is. And what we want you guys to know here at the Uncensored Podcast, we do not discriminate, and we are here to help everybody. And apparently, this letter
is unhelpable.
No. This letter came from somebody who apparently has Down syndrome.
Oh my God.
He wanted to say she was retarded.
Yes. Oh, but you said it. We gotta edit that out.
That's fine.
What me this
keep the edit that out portion in there, but just take it out.
I can tell Shay has Down syndrome. I know that.
That's not the technical term for it, okay?
What's the technical term for Down syndrome?
It really is.
Down syndrome is
no.
Oh God.
It really is retardation, right? Like that's technically
it's a form of retardation.
Mental disabilities.
No, retardation. Saying mental retardation is not un-PC.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's politically correct.
Yeah,
but I mean, he
Down syndrome is not PC?
No, but Down syndrome used the way you're using it is not
a little
right,
of a.
yeah.
It's a categorization of.
And it's
well, that's fine. That's
rude.
fine in this case. No. That's not.
You can't
rude.
say that you have Down because
No.
somebody with Down syndrome may not be as naive as this woman
She's
is.
extremely naive.
But you have naive people who have Down syndrome. She is
Both.
apparently.
She's both.
She has both.
She might be a little slow.
Now that is the politically incorrect thing to say.
Slow? Yes. I know it's slow because Linnea said it. As soon as you said it. So, Shay, I'm going to talk in your language.
Ooh, please don't.
Gang, bing.
Oh, God. And thank you for tuning in this week.
Did you do that?
To the Uncensored Podcast.
I was speaking English. I was speaking English.
Oh my God.
No, bro. I'm gonna speak English.
What? What make him do that?
Shay, come on, Shay. Like,
Love Jones is making
not
me do
not one sane woman in the world would even put up with this bullshit that you're going through, right? Everybody in this situation has some type of mental problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody in this situation has some type of mental problem. It's not her dude, right? It's not her
not her
dude.
man.
Yeah, they are.
No.
The other girl is his main joint.
The other
Oh yeah,
girl-
she the side chick.
Yeah,
for sure.
Shay the side chick, right?
Yeah,
See,
but she didn't know she was the side chick.
That's
at
what I
first.
said. If she was willing to play the side chick, the only thing that make the side chick role not be okay for her is that she, number one, wants to be his girlfriend, and number two, the other girl know where you live. So that for me is a little bit like, I'm good.
Yeah, Shay, I think you need to move on and find somebody that's, either on your level or a little lower, somebody you could take advantage of. Because they are.
This is
taking
definitely uncensored advice here. 'Cause
advantage. That's what I'm here to give. Her.
What?
That's what I'm here to give.
Yeah,
Why does
we
she
are
need to
not
take advantage of
professionals
him?
here.
Huh?
Why does she need to have somebody that she could take advantage of?
I mean, maybe that's what she liked because apparently the person she has now, he's taking advantage of her. But you never know, like certain people are stimulated by
Right.
those type of things, being taken advantage of, being lied to, willing to be naive to someone else. Some people are stimulated by that, and that's how I know she has Down syndrome.
I mean, she definitely is a nut job.
No, she's
Like,
definitely a nut job.
This is not
She's
normal.
definitely a nut job. She said the girl rolled past her house.
She says the girl come to her
Comes to
house
his house
regularly
when
when
she
she
finds
can't
him.
find the
coming past her
man.
house to visit. Like
No,
for
she
what?
coming to find her man, Reg.
And she knock
Reg.
on the door like,
Is Reg in
Shit.
here?
I know.
Send Reg
I know
outside.
a nigga who was. What's the PC word for slow?
but
Oh,
why do
Lord.
people, like, why? My question is, why do you want this type of drama? Like,
See, it's so hard to answer that because like I said, we are all stimulated from different things. I got a cousin, and he's a great guy, good job, take care of his kids, but for some reason he loved crazy women. And what I mean by crazy, like these bitches is
bad shit crazy.
There's a lot of people
bust
that
your
like
window
that.
out, crazy,
Oh,
key your
God.
card.
Well, they say
Stalk
crazy girls
crazy.
got, my dad got a thing for crazy girls.
Crazy girls got what?
Good coochie.
See, yeah, but I don't need that type of good coochie. I don't want it. Like
I agree. Like,
I'm
They say that about dudes too. That they usually, but some people
Well, I
like.
must have got mediocre because there's nothing crazy about me.
Some people like.
I'm cool with being
definitely
basic
right.
in that area.
Me
In
too.
that,
I'm
in that
okay
regard,
with that.
I'm absolutely
Right,
fine.
let me be
I ain't
basic.
stalking you. I ain't busting your
No,
windows
I don't
out.
have time. I don't even know why. Now, when I was younger, I didn't do it, but I definitely rode along with my cousin as she went to go flatten her boyfriend tires. We rented a car and everything.
You a
It was
rider.
So
so-
can I
That's
tell
what
you
it was so
something?
much
I have a
fun.
cousin who bust her boyfriend's windows out, and then I do not condone domestic violence. But after she bust his windows, he came to her house and punched in her face.
Oh,
Well,
same
it was
similar
well
situation.
deserving.
And then she
Is
called
this
me.
your
and-
cousin? We talking about the same
maybe
person?
it might be our cousin. And then she called me and told me like, "Come with me to fight him, or wish you gotta have my back." And I was like, "Bitch,
You want some of
bust
this
his
old man? No.
No, I was
Hell
like, you
no.
bust his windows out. He should have punched you, and you wanted to fight.
No.
Yeah.
You bust my windows out, I'm definitely coming to your house to punch you in your face.
Here's the bad part about this situation was one of our friends was sleeping with her boyfriend at the same time, and she was with us when we flattened the tires. That's how he found out exactly
Wow.
who did
Oh,
it.
she-
Ain't
I
that-
think
ain't that
all
messed
girls
up?
got a level of crazy, and it just depends on,
It depends on the nigga.
it does. And then some people crazy is different. Some people is bust your windows out crazy. Some people is just talk about you in a group text crazy. You know what I'm saying?
that
Like,
would be me. 'Cause
some people,
it
it depends on your level of crazy. Like,
I don't have that much evil in me to. I just don't care. Nobody has taken me to the point where it makes me want to bust your window because I'm going to start thinking. That's enough because I'm going to start like, what if the karma behind? Now I did bleach my ex-boyfriend's clothes before. Now that was kind of
That's a
crazy.
little crazy.
That was my first
Wow.
relationship as I was
wrong.
19. That was
That's wrong
horrible.
with
Yeah.
you.
But I would never do that again. Like,
That's a little
you
crazy.
know, I
What
learned
about
from
the
that.
shit you already
I don't
fucked
give a
up?
fuck about that.
I don't think
Wow.
I've ever
He
like
deserved
damaged
that.
anybody's property. But
Don't
my
nobody
kind of
deserve
crazy
that.
is like long term. Like I'ma make you. I'm a level up type of girl. Like I'ma make you feel some type of way that you
AKA
messed this up.
Leo.
Yeah,
That,
like
that was.
I'ma
I
pull
couldn't
up
do
in
that
a
today.
white Range Rover to your mama cookout with my husband type of crazy.
Husband.
Like, and then you be like, damn, I let Shorty go. See, you gonna be Googling how to stop crying. Type of crazy.
Leos-
that me would
Leos
never
are
do
one
that
of
today.
the pettiest signs ever.
Oh yeah, they are.
What
Leo-
are Geminis?
Leo and Cancers.
What are Geminis?
Stubborn and crazy.
Stubborn?
Yeah.
I don't
And
necessarily. I say petty.
No, but see, this is the thing about Geminis. This is you're a Scorpio also.
Scorpios are vengeful. Scorpios are long, slow walk, vengeful.
They y'all like Taurus. Y'all like Tauruses.
But what are Geminis?
No, I just said Geminis. We are stubborn. We can get crazy. Now somebody said petty. The thing about Geminis is this: we can get petty, but
I don't think y'all prefer
You're
to
not
be
generally
there.
we're
petty.
not general. No,
Yeah, I don't
we're
think-
not
yeah.
generally petty. Like you have to take me there
Right.
to get petty.
Right.
But it's
Right.
very
But once
easy
you
to
take
make
me
you
there,
get petty.
Then you gonna stay there.
It's a motherfucking rap.
Then you're gonna stay
because
there.
it's so hard to get me there. Like I'm a Gemini. So
The best
I'm a
relationship
naturally-
you ever have is gonna be with a Leo.
No, with a Sagittarius. I don't think that.
I thought my best relationship was gonna be with Leo, but she left me.
Aww.
Baby, come back.
Oh.
But,
Did she leave you and level up?
I don't know. How she probably did. I don't know, but it's all good. Fuck
I
that
don't
nigga. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't me. He ain't never had Gemini before, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So, did you say wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. So, we gonna take a break. Shay, get yourself together. Get the wood services. And for
The
y'all
wood
who don't,
services?
yeah,
What's
y'all.
that?
Yeah, once we take a break, you gonna Google.
Oh.
You gonna see. That's for people who was
Oh,
mentally,
goodness gracious.
mentally gifted and not masterman type mentally.
I can't.
So we be right back. We're here with Kiarra Solomon, CEO and founder of Right Click Agency. Big Juan is in the building. Kiarra, we miss you. Shout out to our sponsors. Love Jones. This wine got us on nice and tipsy.
On fleek.
The Core by Core. Shout out to Core. And we be right back. Water Ice Radio, Uncensored Podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Uncensored Podcast. We are now about to tune into the lovable asshole of the week, and we all had one of these. I'm pretty sure of if you went to college, if you moved out your mom's crib, if you moved out the basement, we all had an inconsiderate motherfucking roommate. I had one, and he was a family member. Jesus Christ. This nigga would literally 7 a.m. I'm asleep, and he would blast his music like he lived alone. Every day. Every day I said the same thing to him. Yo, dog, I'm home. I'm in here. Like, why do you got this music on so loud? And I had to remind myself that my cousin smoked a lot of weed. So he didn't remember. He would be like, oh shit, my fault, slept, my bad, big man. I didn't even know you was in here. You know I don't leave till a certain time. Every day. Every day, the music would be loud. It'd be weed smoke heavy in the air. He would eat my fucking food that he knew that wasn't his. I think that's the thing that got me the most. Like, you know you didn't put a platter in the refrigerator. Like, you know you ain't walk in, put a platter in the refrigerator, go to your room, come back. Like, you knew that wasn't yours. Oh, snap, that was yours? Like, that's the type of individual that I live with. Like, anybody who ever dealt with an inconsiderate roommate, feel my pain right now. And I know a lot of other people who dealt with roommates who done crazier shit than what my cousin did. Like,
Thank God I ain't have to deal with that.
I
I hadn't considered neighbors, but my roommates were.
I think
I
think the roommate would be more difficult because y'all in the same crib.
The only thing I had that would be considered inconsiderate was one of my she's one of my best friends, but she was my roommate. Her and two of my best friends and I we lived in a house together. Her boyfriend used to use my soap in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Now I was like I used to be
out.
like I was like first of all I got mad the first time I realized
So
it because
he rubbed his nuts on your soap.
hopefully he used. I'm sure he used a washcloth, and it was probably
he
one of
didn't.
my favorite boyfriends she
No, he
ever
didn't.
had to. But he recalled himself replacing my soap, and he bought a totally different brand of soap
And
that I
you
can't
was
even
like-
use. So I was just like, I don't even want to use the same soap as you. So I just started taking my soap out the bathroom.
I have 1,000 inconsiderate roommate stories because I went to college and lived in a
I
dorm.
ain't talking about my temple years, but go ahead.
So I mean, like as a student, I have a billion of them. But I have this one story where I was an inconsiderate roommate,
Wow.
and it came back and bit me like really crazy. So if you're listening and you're a college student, just be nice.
What did you do?
You
was fucking?
Nah,
Oh.
it wasn't even that bad. So
You weren't fucking that loud, but you was fucking.
no,
Okay, my bad.
it doesn't have anything to do with sex.
Oh, my bad.
So it was like a big CIAA thing.
Oh, okay.
And my roommate had purchased, like, I didn't buy groceries that week for whatever reason. But so we had to leave out early to go to the Time during the morning show, and I needed to eat some breakfast. So I ate her cereal before I left in the morning. Like 2 weeks ago or a couple weeks ago, y'all talked about milk, right?
I thought you were saying this happened.
This happened. No. So I ate her cereal, I drank her milk, and it's like 4 a.m, and I'm standing in line for the Time during the morning shows, and my stomach is tore up.
Yes.
It is like, yo, why is my stomach so tore up? So I never ate nobody else's food.
Damn.
And then the really crazy blessing, this is how I know God loves me. They gave out gift bags, and one of the items inside the gift bag
Had
was a
Tums in it?
full-size bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
Wow.
No, I was like,
Damn,
he
that's a
do?
full circle moment right
What he
there.
do? He may not come with you. when
You learned a
want.
lesson and got something for
and
it.
God
too.
blessed me all in the same
Right.
hour.
He was like, see, now this is what you get,
He's
but
an
I'm gonna help
all-time
you
guy.
out.
He had to, because my guts were torn. I mean, I was
Oh,
about to
my
cry.
goodness.
He's an on-time guy.
He
Yes,
is.
he is.
So
Yes,
don't
he
be an
is.
inconsiderate roommate.
Please don't be inconsiderate. Don't eat my food.
Don't eat nobody.
Why do people always seem to eat your food at the times when you know you want that? So you know I want
It's like
that.
they know you thinking about it.
Right.
I feel like they know you thinking about. I'm on my way in the house. I'm like, yo, I know I got that half a chicken cheesesteak left. You get in the crib, well, yo, my steak. But my roommate would do shit, the same shit all the time. That was yours?
Who else was? We the only two people
Well, she
that
never
live
said
here.
nothing to me about the cereal, but I feel like she might have laced it
Cereal,
with some.
fuck that, because cereal not a chicken cheesesteak.
I feel like she might have laced it.
Was it a little box of cereal and she
Nah,
only
it
had
was-
one left?
It was a full size box of cereal, but I mean, yeah, it was a full size box of cereal. I don't think I ate the last.
Wait, the
little
whole
bit.
box?
No. I don't think I ate the last little bit of
Now
it.
that
but
would
I
have been more
ate-
jacked up.
I did eat her. I like very clearly knew it wasn't my cereal. Did not say, "Hey, can I have some of your cereal?" It was like 4 a.m. though, so I was like, "I'm gonna eat this cereal."
She ain't gonna care.
Wait, was you high?
No, it wasn't how we was
She just
leaving to
needed
go.
breakfast.
Yeah, I needed to have something to eat before we left. I knew we was gonna have to stand on the line to get into the Time during the morning show. CIAA thing
Why
is
you eat a waffle or something?
because
They
we
had
didn't
it here,
have
you
no
were-
waffles. I
and
was
you was
away.
in
So
in
my
North
first year
Carolina,
in
right?
college, it was at North
Yeah.
Carolina Central.
I was
Wow.
about to say, I didn't know they had it up
Nah,
here.
yeah. So my first year of college was in North Carolina, and
Okay.
but I had bad roommates in North Carolina, terrible roommates in Temple. I've had a string.
I had a real bad roommate, Kathmandu. Oh my God, he was the worst. But we ain't gonna get into that right now. Kathmandu. I was stationed there in 2000.
You was stationed.
Yeah. Y'all know I was in the military? Yeah. I had to go there.
What year?
This was 2002, 2003, something like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you then.
No,
Thank you
know
for
me
your
then.
service. Thank you for
Right?
your service.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, because y'all be scared to been the places I fucking been. Huh? Hello.
He was Catman dude. I thought he was about the club.
I
No,
thought it
no,
was
not
like
the
a
club.
retreat or something. Like he
No,
went
the
to,
real actual Catman dude.
like
Look
you
it up.
went-
Yeah,
cold.
it's in the Middle
cold
East,
over there.
like you went
Middle
on
East.
vacation with somebody. And,
No, that wasn't a vacation. It was a work site.
Oh,
I
you
was
sure you wasn't
working.
away at school?
I was
Working.
working.
You know how people be like they went away to school?
No, not that. I never been there.
You never been away to school?
So my question to you guys is this. And we are all 80s babies, right? Well, Juan might be 70s.
Oh, I was born in December of '79, so I'm really
Okay,
an '80s baby.
I knew you was in.
I haven't lived a month in the '70s.
But you know what it feel like.
You seen them though. You seen them.
You see, I ain't never seen
I
the
saw
70s.
a little bit. I saw a
I ain't
little
never
bit.
seen none of that
I was
shit.
like this, and then that was over.
You gotta.
Happy New Year,
Subconscious
1980.
memory.
This is a good question to all. You don't have kids, do you? You have any kids? God children?
Please don't have no children.
3 nieces. All right. So, why do you think at this very moment, this millennial, these millennials right now?
You are a millennial, but okay.
I'm definitely not. I was born in '83. I'm not a millennial.
After 35.
Yeah, I'm 36. I'm cool.
raises.
And I'm-
You know, like
Oh,
every
it does,
year it's gonna
yeah.
go up because the millennials are gonna
well, I ain't a
grow
millennial.
up.
I don't consider myself.
Like at some point, millennials are gonna be
No, I mean,
43.
no, I'm not. No,
They did it. They tried to do it by this age range, and it's not really an age.
It's a year you were born,
Where
right?
The age of those people, like myself or my sister is 10 years older than you, considered a millennial.
So, how old are you? How old are you?
With technology.
So
yeah.
She's a millennial.
that was born in.
Millennials are the people who are born in the age where computers and things started to develop.
Right.
We as millennials grew up with technology. That's
We
why we're
didn't.
millennials.
Yeah,
what are
no,
the growth years
it's-
for millennials? Millennials are people who were born between the years of 1981 and 1996.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a 20-year. Actually, this is 25 years. Yeah, but every generation is 25 years.
I'm not a millennial.
You are an older millennial.
I'm a seasoned.
You are an older
veteran.
millennial, and people who were born before the 90s definitely have a different
I thought it was
life
the later
experience.
80s. I didn't know it was 1981.
It's 1981 through 96. You are generation
I wouldn't
X,
even count that though because
65 through 80.
all we had. Wow. Wow.
Fuck
wow.
y'all for the record. Please make sure that's not edited out.
Wow.
Cause y'all gonna stop
Damn. Wow.
with that. Make sure you get the emphasis on that F in this audio.
So my question to us millennials in the building, I guess, is why do
And Generation X.
Why is parenting so different nowadays than back in the day?
What's
Like,
this generation that came after '96 called? Zennials. I feel like those people who's affected by the
but
difference
Zennials?
that were born after 1996
Right.
because
This is true.
those are a lot of a lot of people who were born in the 90s are from the crack epidemic, but
That's true, though.
later on, I feel like the reason why the parenting is so different from back when we were growing up is because those people were born from children themselves. A lot of people were teenage pregnancies and stuff like that, and they were like mostly like trying to be friends and stuff like that, especially later on in life. Now, my cousin was a teen mom, but I don't know, her daughter is a little bit wackadoodle. But, my cousin she's a few months old. She's older than me by like 9 months or something like that. But her daughter, she had her when she was 14 or something, 13 or 14.
Oh, wow.
And she doesn't look at her as a mother. She looks at her more, she treats her more like she's her sister.
Because they grew up together.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, like the way that some of these kids are today, I feel like a lot of times the parents are trying to always defend them in some way when they're wrong. It's never usually defending them for the right reasons.
Right.
And then you see people arguing and fighting with their kids, and just not being a good example, just egging them on to be bad. And I can't even begin to think of how it ended up that way because I just wasn't raised like that. So it's hard for me to be like, I'm always looking at them like, what's that monkey thing that you ever see that GIF where it's like,
oh yeah,
like what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the culture, right? These kids were born in an age where reality TV really became super, super popular and very extreme, right? When I was a teenager, I remember like my first reality TV shows being America's Next Top Model and like Big Brother, right? That was the extent Survivor of the reality TV. Now you watching the Kardashians, you watching Love and Hip Hop. And I mean, George is 12, and me and his dad had a conversation recently where he was like, you know, you're definitely the stricter parent. I am very much so the stricter parent. So, like, George can't listen to certain songs on the radio, can't watch certain shows on TV. But when he goes to school, his friends are talking about it. We had Elmo at Josiah, who just turned 2. We had Elmo come to the school, and they brought, like, the 3 and 4-year-olds into the classroom. And they asked them, like, okay, we're going to do one more song. What's your favorite song? And it was kids like, Tatiana, Boot Up.
Oh,
and I remember being 16 when Destiny Fulfilled came out and the song was T-Shirt. And I remember being like, I don't want my dad to hear me singing this because I know what they talking about. And God forbid my dad listen to me sing about...
As if y'all didn't already make me feel old. But
Where is my
Fulfilled,
T-shirt?
I was good in 21.
I was like 16. Yeah, I was like 15, 16 when it came out.
Yeah, that was a raunchy, a risky song.
It was a risky song for the time. And I remember being like, oh, I like this song, but I can't let nobody know.
Listen to that when I get in the car.
I can't let nobody know I'm listening to this. So I think it has a lot to do with what has become acceptable in the culture. Like when you listen to the radio, that you used to couldn't say bitch on the radio. Now you could say all kinds of cuss words.
And on TV. Mm-hmm. I know what happened, and what happened was there is no fear in none of these kids' hearts for their parents. No fear. We all friends.
Right.
Nah. I want you to be afraid of me, and I still want you to come talk to me, but I don't want you to talk to me like you talk to fucking Brahim out on the corner.
Your little ass friends.
Yeah,
right.
don't talk to me.
I'm not
don't
your
talk
little
to
ass
me like
friends.
and that's what happened. You have these young mothers having these young daughters, and then these young daughters are growing up partying with their mothers.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it
but
is.
No. It's nothing wrong with that.
When you're an adult.
No, if it depends on your age.
Right.
If the mom is 32 and then the daughter is 17, 18, no, she don't need to see. She don't need to see
what you doing.
What you are doing.
Right.
You know what's
what
crazy? It's a fine line here. I mean, the good example is my cousin. She had her kids, and I'm not talking about the same person. But we all grew up together. But this one had all her kids young. And I actually is somebody who I look up to because she raised her kids mostly by herself. 3 kids she had at a young age, back to back. And she had her own house when she was 16 years old. She she couldn't work sometimes because she didn't have a babysitter for her kids. Now, one of her kids ended up being very, mature, doing all the right things and stuff like that. But 2 of them were just like, where the fuck did y'all come from?
Right.
Because even though she grew up and had to raise her kids with diversity like that, you would not expect her kids to be the way that 2 of them are today.
Right.
And it doesn't even seem like they came from the same household. A lot of it has to do with
the fact that your kid, a lot of it is parenting. A huge portion of it is parenting. But then there is the reality that your kids going to do what the fuck they want to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But that's because they don't got fear. If they got fear in their heart, they going to try a little kitty dumb shit.
And then
they ain't going to try a little kitty dumb shit that's going to affect them, change their lives and yours at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Taking your phone to school and getting caught talking on it, yeah. But getting caught sucking dick in the fucking back hallway, Oh
It's
yeah,
two completely different things.
Right.
Right.
Two
George
completely
opposites.
got in trouble because he threw somebody dared him to throw some toothpicks out the window.
That's small.
And he came home and I was like, next time somebody dare you to do something, dare them to come home and get this ass whooping.
Right.
Because you finna get an ass
Right, you
whooping for
still-
throwing
That's the
toothpicks
thing.
out
You
the
still
window.
gotta check them, even if it's like I
Yeah.
just had to check Noah the other day because he going. I'm talking to him about I forget what it was, but I was like, "Did you hear what I said?" He said, "Mm-hmm," just like that. My first reaction was I
Smack
reached
the
back
shit
there
out
like
of
I was about to bust him in his mouth, and I said, "You lucky you sitting back there, not up
Yep.
here." I said, "Don't you me?" I said, "Did you hear what I just said? What did I just say?" And he said it again, and then I was like, "What's the response you're supposed to use?" He was like, "Yes." I was like, "Say it again."
Yeah, that's right.
The right way.
Because Dior do that
I don't
shit
play
sometimes,
that.
and she'll be like, "What? Don't ever answer
Right,
me
don't
what.
what me.
Please
Don't
don't
what
what
me.
me." So, what we want y'all to do is, get y'all lives together. Stop, stop.
Only be uncensored when you
Ooh.
listen to us.
Right,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
just saying, stop. I
Censor
want you
your
young
children.
mothers out. I want you young girls to, get an education, see the world, travel. When I turned 18, I got my passport and I started traveling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get dick and all that shit later. Like, that comes with the territory. But stop bringing these kids in the world and making them your friends and not making them your kid, and you be an actual parent to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what's fucking up the world now. These kids they think life is like a video game. You can kill somebody and they come back to life. The way they killing these people over the smallest things makes no sense to me. Like, we wanted to fight back in the day. We didn't want to go and automatically go get a gun. We was cool with losing the fight. So we're gonna leave y'all with that. No, tighten up. You know what I mean? Tighten the hell up.
Shape up.
Shape up. We want to give a big shout out to Kiarra Solomon, the owner of Right Click Agency. If y'all need some marketing help, make sure y'all follow her on social media at
Kiarra Solomon.
Kiarra Solomon.
Just that simple.
Just that simple. Kiarra, we miss you. Hopefully you wanted some money right now, shaking them hips because you don't got no ass. We all know that. No, that's true. Right?
It depends.
It depends on what
depends
type
on-
of pants or what type
right.
of tights. Cause she did have some tights on one. I'm like, Kiarra got a fat ass, and I walked around like, it's a mirage. She has some good tights on. Shout out to our sponsors, Decor by Core. We really appreciate you. Shout out to Love Jones. Make sure you follow each and every one of them on Instagram, Decor by Core. That's on Instagram. And Lori _ adorned by her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You pulling it off.
You can find all of these things on our Instagram also.
And on our
Uncensored
show
Pod.
notes.
Yes.
And on
Which
our
we
show
write
notes.
every week.
Yes. So make
Right.
sure you go to all of the streaming platforms. Follow us, like,
Oh, I was gonna say that
subscribe, and do all of that. And rate us, please. You-
Rate,
say
like,
it again.
share. Rate, like, and share. I don't need to say it again because you said it. So, we appreciate everybody
See,
here.
that was petty.
We are out of here. Slap Rock the King, Big Wine is in the building. Miss Kiarra Solomon, CEO and owner of Right Click Agency. Water Ice Radio, Uncensored Podcast. We see y'all next week.